Good morning, it is 6 a.m. Milo is in, and that can only mean one thing, that my sleep pattern has gone in the trash. But no, actually, it's venting morning. All the yard chores have been done. I am now just going to hitch up the trailer and then I'm going to bring it forward to where his sort of barn is. Hitch up and then roll his plats and we will be off. Oh, that was a little bit stressful. I suck at plaiting. I hate plaiting. I never want to do it again for as long as I live. It's not so much doing the plaits themselves, that's easy. It's the rolling part of it and getting them to stay up. Oh my god. One of my nails, I don't know how it happened because I've got gel nails, so they should be pretty hard. But one of them had a snag in it, which meant that it kept catching the elastic band. So I just ripped it off. So I've now got a bit of a gnarly fun there. But yeah, we are loaded. Loading was fairly stress-free. He just needs his feed and then he's kind of persuaded on. So now we are en route to Pontypool, where I will be picking up my fiance on the way past our house, and we will be heading up together. I need to put my whites on as soon as I get there. I've got my top on, but I need to put my actual breeches on, as I don't have them on at the moment because I thought it was going to be really hot. So I probably should have thought that through a bit better, but oh well. We are now en route, and the next time I speak to you will probably be when we're at Pontypool. Starting the day off with dressage as per usual. This was the Cotswold Cup 81 dressage test. So we came in, and I think here he was slightly wonky because he's a bit skew and his quarters are sort of off to the right. But somehow we actually got a 7, with the comment being that we just needed a bit more balance in the turns, which is something that we are working on. We got a 6.5 for our trot round to E and the 20-metre circle at E as well, where we just needed to be more supple over back. I think the theme of the test was the first half of the circles was always the rougher half, and then the second half he really started to settle and be like, oh okay, I know what I'm doing, and bring his head down and lift himself up a bit. Also didn't help that he was going to the loo, but good boy for not stopping. And then just trotting around outside, we got a 7 with no comment. I do apologise, the fiance didn't move the camera quite enough to catch this bottom corner the first time we went. And then just as we changed the rain, bit hollow, yeah, you can see he lifts his head up and he's a bit more tense about it. I need to practice changing the rein in different places more with him, just so he gets used to it. For our canter transition and our 20 metre, we got a 6. We needed more balance. To be fair, I'm just grateful we got in the right lead and we maintained it as well. So yeah, not too unhappy with that. I'm happy we got in the right lead. And then just when we were going around large quarters in and we needed more balance on the down transition, yeah, he just lifts his head up to balance. But when he comes back into trot, his head comes down so nice. Walk transition a bit earlier than I would have liked. And then for our free walk on a long rein, we got a 6.5. It needs a bit more purpose and more suppleness over his back. Truth be told, again, I went in my nothing box and I should have started asking him to bring his head down way more than I did. I just kind of let the reins go. I was like, okay, we're just having a little hack, which isn't ideal for a dressage test. So, yeah, I definitely could have asked him to become lower with his head carriage there. For that transition and the trot round to E, we got a 7 for the rhythm being maintained, which I was quite happy with. The 7s are a lot more consistent in this test than any of our previous ones, so yeah, really, really happy with this. Quite happy that it's more consistent all round, if I'm honest. But yeah, you can see in the first half he was a bit hollow, in the second half he actually came down really nicely, and I thought that to myself during the test as well. I thought, oh, that second half was quite nice. For trot round the outside, we got a 7, again with no comment. I think I just need to sort his head position and his roundness out a little bit more. For the change of rein, again, no comment, but you can see where he drops his head, he goes so lovely, I just need to get him to maintain it. For our canter left, sadly in the transitions off camera, but we need more balance. But yeah, balance and suppleness are the theme of our dressage training at the moment. But Ray drops his head. He goes really lovely. I just need to get him to maintain it and keep his balance. But once he gets a stronger core and more of a top line, I think that will come quite nicely. There, oh, I was so hoping the judge didn't see that because I fully think we were like at least half of us out of the whiteboards. But for this trot across the diagonal with a give and retake and the release needs to be clearer, yeah, I definitely should have essentially thrown my hands around a bit more, I think, rather than just doing it subtly. And then for our centre line, we got a 6.5, needing more balance to hold, which, yeah, he drifted slightly off to the right. It wasn't as bad as he used to do it at the start of the year, but I think I just need to keep that right leg on a bit more just to be like, hey, like, we're not drifting to the right, we are staying dead straight. But overall, really, really happy with him. Really good boy. Uh, yeah, it was a very good way to start the day. I thought, things to work on as usual, but the improvement from that test to our previous one day event was astronomical. So yeah, I was really, really chuffed with him. Hi, I look like a dinner lady at the moment. So dressage is done. We were a bit above the bit in some places, and in other places it was actually really nice. So yeah, I don't know what to think. I don't think it was as bad as the Pony Club one, which is a bonus. So that's always good because we definitely didn't have as much of a disaster. No idea what the score was going to be. I overheard somebody was in first place on 32.5 before I went in. We're not going to be in there. I'll be happy with, mid 30s. If we match the Pony Club one at 37.6, I'll be alright. But if we do better, I'll be happy. So yeah, just walking the course now. The first Chicana. It's quite a dip. Hopefully he'll be alright. Go on this side. And we moved swiftly on to show jumping, where Milo actually warmed up really, really well in the show jumping. He popped across an upright like they were nothing, and then when we went to an oxer, he became a menace to society, and because we hit it bang on and he flew over it with no effort, he decided he was going to bonk down the warm up to celebrate. So coming into this round, I just thought I need to keep his head up, I need to not let him get away with it. We got a really nice stride into that first one. And that's when I was kind of like, okay, we can actually do this. Bit of a stretch there, and you can see he just chucked his head up just because I was so prepared for him to land and bronk because he was doing it every other jump in the warm up. Here we got a little bit deep in, but we made the related distance really well. So in the second part was really lovely actually. We landed on the wrong leg, but I kept him going just to keep the rhythm, and we hit that one quite nicely, I think. Coming round here, he was very quick, so I really had to sit back and tell him to steady up. Here, I originally thought he got deep, but he didn't. He kicked out, and he kicked out over the second part. And because he kicked out over the first, he then kind of bodged it for himself on the second part. So he kicked out again, and then the pole rolled, which is a shame because he would have gone clear otherwise. But now I kind of bodged the stride a little bit. Here, he went a bit wobbly, but it was okay. And then this last one, bang on, flew it, loved it. It was very, very good. So even though we had one pole, I thought it was my fault. Watching it back, I think it was his. He didn't need to do his bloomin' interpretive dance over the first part. And yeah, really, really happy with him, considering the last time we did an 80, we had 3 poles down, and this time we only had 1. On to cross country, where before we started, I just walked him around and through the start box because I thought he may be a bit spooky. He actually didn't care at all. And this is the moment I have been waiting for, our very first equi-wheel video of our cross-country round. So I wish I got him a tiny bit more forward out of the start box, just because then we wouldn't have had to chase the time as much. But here we got the stride bang on, really happy, G'd him up and away we went. Again here, he's always a bit wobbly coming into roll tops, so I just had to keep him back, keep the leg on, and say to him, nope, we're going over this one, we don't need to look at anything else. Through the trees, sadly Equiwheel didn't catch it, but there's like a little mound you can see, and he shied at that. And then it was a bit wobbly coming into this one, but again hit it where I wanted to for the striding, so I was really happy. The sponsorship banner on the left he hated, and I was just thinking, please do not get us eliminated over this fence by jumping the wrong one. But thankfully I kept my right leg on, left rein, and he popped it. This one, tiny bit green again, but really nice. And the wagon, we like wagons. Wagons are good. They just make him open up really nicely, and he seems to really jump better through a wagon. Here, very wobbly. I thought he locked onto the other log slightly, but he was okay. We just trot and popped it almost. Little canter through the water, and then I think it's about 5 or 6 strides to this table. Bang on where we wanted, and the first Tricana on course. Bless his heart. Not much I could have done there other than keep the leg on. Trot and pop over that brush, and then into a step down where there were loads of refusals and a couple of eliminations. So I was determined not to let him get away with it. Here he didn't like the fence judges, and the fence caught him off guard, but he still trot and popped, which I was really happy with. Onto the mine carts, where I opted to go on the left side because it's slightly wider, and he flew it, saw the stride. 13 was the second Tricana, where a bit sticky, but I held my position a lot better and let him get on with it. On this mound, I just thought I need to keep him steady at the bottom so he has the power and the punch to get up and jump, which I think I did quite well. He was nice and straight up and over and on landing, which I was really happy with. And then the red barns, he was starting to lose a tiny bit of energy now, but very nice and sweet through there. And the second part was on a tiny angle, which I thought was actually quite nice. Introduce angles to him in a friendly way. Here, just trot and popped it. My legs were giving up on me at this point. I hadn't really yet that day. So canter through the water. I think this is a 5 stride once you're out of water over the sort of log stack. Yep, flew it easy. And then onto the last fence where I really tried to keep my leg on, really tried to keep pushing him forward into it, and he just chipped a little one, but still went, and we were through clear with only a couple of time penalties, but no jump penalties. So don't watch the screen. I'm gonna leave this in.
Hi there, welcome back to my vlog. Today we've been at Pontypridd and I did the dressage, got a better score than last time. We went on to the Showjumping, 1 pole down, but again last time was 4, so that was an improvement. Went on to the cross country, no faults on that, slightly off on time. But yeah, we had a good commentary from Milo Garrett, you may hear later on in the video. So yeah, just on our way home now. Non-eventful day, apart from the event.
So essentially I don't need to do a wrap-up now, because Josh has just done it for me, which is very kind of him. But yeah, dressage was really good. I was quite happy with it. We were a little bit above the bit in places. I remember thinking, I think it was my second 20-metre circle, we were above the bit on the first half, and then the second half he came down and worked really nicely. I'm just happy we got a 34.5 for our dressage, which is better than we got last time. Show jumping, I think it's just going to be, we need to break the curse of me making him drop a pole. I just buried him far too deep in the first part of that combination, and then he chipped in 3 because I completely bodged the first one and he just couldn't pick up over it. But that is entirely my fault. Previously in the warm-up and the other jumps he was jumping them really nicely and I was really happy. It was just I went backwards, and yeah, it was completely my fault, so I just need to work on that for next time. And then cross country, didn't take any alternates, no black flags, no refusals, even though they put 2 trichanas on the course, which I thought was a bit cheeky. Even though the first one had a black flag alternate, which I didn't take, because I was just trying to remind myself that once they realise it's a ditch under it, they are already about to pick their front feet up. So they don't have enough time to really think and react to put a stop in. So I just sat as upright as I could, kept my leg on, and yeah, he pinged it. He got really deep because he was just like, oh god, and you know, really looked into it. But then once he was over, he was like, oh okay, I didn't die, like we're fine. I think one of the bits of commentary said that he was really sticky at 13, which he was very sticky because I think he remembered the trachina from earlier. But all in all, really happy with him, really proud that we've gone out and done it. I think I've proven to myself that we can do it and there's no problems.
At Southfields roundabout, take the first exit onto Ilminster bypass, A303.
All in all, really good day, really happy. Nobody died, nobody fell off. The mistakes are mine to learn from, not him to learn from. And yeah, I will leave it there, and yeah, I'll sign off. So I'll see you guys later. Sadly, this is the last event of the year, so no more event vlogs, but we'll go to some outings and do some training and things like that. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next one, wherever we end up. Bye!